Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Chris Reed. How are you today?
I'm very well, Tracy, and yourself?
I'm very pleased to have an opportunity to speak with you ever since I read Christopher Ecclestone's analysis of what was Reed Resources, but of course you've changed your name.
Yeah, look, that's correct. We've changed our names to Neometals, new metals, lithium and titanium to really reflect our core focus. We've divested all our gold assets and we're focusing on lithium and titanium.
Okay, and that, of course, is a very exciting topic for our audience. So let me just kick this off. I think I was reading that Chris Berry on InvestorIntel, of course, was explaining that lithium is going to be the hottest metal, energy metal, in 2015. Do you agree, Chris?
I got to admit that there's some bias there, but yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. The fundamentals and the projected demand are far in excess of any other commodity that's at this stage.
I think what a lot of investors are going to be very interested in is that last news release about a patent for lithium hydroxide processes. Is that correct?
Yeah, look, that's correct, Tracy. We've got a technology now that will enable us to produce lithium hydroxide, which is a far better battery material than lithium carbonate at lowest quartile cost, certainly down there with the lowest cost producers. We've patented that in Australia and worldwide. We've got applications in, so it's a key value driver for us.
And so you seem to be quite a visionary. Of course, you mentioned your family's been in the mining industry for what, generations?
Yeah, a couple of generations.
Okay.
All born and bred in Kalgoorlie, which is only 40 kilometres away from our lithium deposit and Australia's mining capital.
So, I was just kind of going into the direction, you're quite a visionary to be directed into the battery industry, which is clearly where you're headed.
The electrification of transport is we can see that as it's like a mega trend. It's not really an economic cycle. I mean, irrespective of what happens in the world GDP, we can see the world moving to this hybrids and fully electric cars. And Mount Marion was an advanced project, it's been known about for 40 years. Didn't produce a lot of technical grade of spodumene like green bushes, and sort of sat there until this chemical demand, this battery demand came along, which means that you have to purify the ores. So we recognised a trend. We acquired a good captive resource. We've got a low-cost processing technology, so we think we've got the right elements there.
So you're quite a visionary with this strategic partnership you have with Mineral Resources, because of course you're planning on working towards the battery market. Can you tell us a little bit more about this partnership?
Yeah, absolutely. The two stages are, one, we've got to make a lithium concentrate. Two, then we have to process that into a lithium chemical. The lithium concentrate operation, we chose to joint venture with Mineral Resources because they are Australia's largest contract processor of minerals. They'll put the plant there on a build, own and operate basis. So essentially we get to retain 70% with no upfront capital. They put the plant there on a build, own and operate basis. So it's really reflected in a higher operating cost with no capital cost to us, which is very important because initially we were gold miners, not lithium miners, but the principles are the same. The second stage, both us and Mineral Resources will look to develop the chemical operation with an experienced industry partner.
Okay, I'm very interested. How did you build this partnership and maintain 70% with no capital? There's a lot of companies in the resource sector that I'm sure would like to take some notes from your deal-making process.
If you have a look at the economics of the underlying operation, they are very strong, and the lithium price has been very strong for the last year, and the Australian dollar's gone down from $1.05 to 80 cents, which has helped the economics tremendously. When we first were negotiating the partnership, which was in late 2009, the Australian dollar was about 65 cents. So it was very attractive. Unfortunately, the dollar moved against us. And the lithium prices, there was a bit of a lithium war between Talison, the lithium mineral producer, and the brine producers in South America. So for a couple of years there, the prices got pretty tough in Australian dollar terms. But both the US dollar price of lithium's gone up and the Australian dollar's gone down.
Well, okay, and just, for all of those critical material lovers out there at Investor Intel, because that is our audience, you also are going after vanadium and titanium on your other project, yes?
That's correct. The Barrambie Titanium Project is the second highest grade hard rock titanium deposit in the world. We'd previously looked at it as a vanadium-only operation with the really high vanadium price up until the GFC. Since then it hasn't recovered, and we think in the medium term it's probably unlikely to. So we focused, we went away from a pyrometallurgy process to a hydrometallurgy process, spent, the best part of a year kicking the tires on different technologies around the world. We settled on a Canadian technology. We've licensed that. We've done lab scale and continuous test work at a semi-pilot scale on that process. We think it's got the ability to halve the cost of titanium. So, lithium, it's really a strong commodity price and the big underlying. Titanium is a much bigger industry, but we're looking to halve the cost of production.
So in addition, of course, to the titanium, and we have vanadium and lithium, what is our timeline for seeing revenue?
This year, we're looking to obtain a take or pay contract for the lithium concentrates, make a decision to start that up. It can be in production within about 10 months from that final investment decision. We have all the permits. We have the permit to allow us to mine and to construct the plant. It's on granted leases. We have power to site. We've cleared the mining areas, the waste dumps and the plant site. So that can be up and running fairly quick. We envisaged that we would start the concentrate operation and export concentrates to China for a number of years while we're sorting out the lithium chemical production, the deal and constructing it. So, the earliest would be by the end of the year.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm very impressed. So what should we as shareholders anticipate, say, over the next 2 quarters?
Look, over the next 2 quarters from the lithium business, we should be looking at take or pay offtake agreements for production and looking at that final investment decision. I'd hope to get that approved in the first half of this year. In respect to the titanium deposit, we have some ongoing pilot plant work and our pre-feasibility study, which is being conducted by Sedgman, will be finished in the first half of this year. So we've got some pretty good milestones for re-rating events.
Well, I can see why we have so many analysts working for Investor Intel telling me to watch Neometals. Thank you, Chris, for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.